Namaste, everyone. This is Shubham Alock. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video that I am making today is regarding my upcoming webinar that is on 21st and 22nd of March 2020. This week itself, today is Monday when I am making the video. The webinar that will be for 2 hours on Saturday, the 21st of March, and for 2 hours on Sunday for 22nd of March. The day 21st March, Saturday, is Sani Pradosham, a very good day to do remedies, learn about many things. Saturn also rules over old things, and as you know, astrology is an old hidden science, and marriage is also an old institution. So I am going to do a webinar on marriage, which will also include some small aspects of palmistry and also some remedies, along with the general astrological things that I do teach. The webinar is a very basic one, right, including almost everything. So even if you are a beginner, you can join. If you are already into astrology, then you can also join. Or if you are just looking at some certain areas, then you can also join. In the video, I will be discussing about the content that I am going to teach. And the first topic that I have chosen, and you should mind that it is a webinar in series, right? So this is the volume 1. After it there will be volume 2, volume 3, and multiple volumes will be there. Although the recordings can be purchased afterwards as well, but I may increase the prices, right? And also the experience of a live class where you can ask live questions is something different. In recordings you may not be able to get that, right? Coming to the topic, the first topic that we are going to cover is 8 types of marriage. According to Manusmriti, which was the law book of Satyuga, right now in Kali Yuga, the law book is Parasar Samhita. But as far as I am aware, Parasar Samhita doesn't talk about types of marriages. However, Manusmriti, or Parasar Smriti, sorry, not Parasar Samhita, Parasar Smriti, Manusmriti talks about 8 types of marriages. And today on Facebook, I wrote a small article about the 8 types of marriages, where we discussed that the first type of marriage, Brahma Vivah, is indicated by Jupiter. Daiva Vivah, the second type of marriage, is indicated by Sun. Arsh Vivah, the third type of marriage, is indicated by Moon. Prajapati Vivah, the fourth type of marriage, is indicated by Venus. Gandharv Vivah, the fifth type of marriage, is indicated by Mercury. Asura Vivah, the sixth type of marriage, is indicated by Saturn. Rakshas Vivah, the seventh type of marriage, is indicated by Mars. And Pisach Vivah, the eighth type of marriage, is indicated by Rahu. And the post is there for public viewing. So you can just go to my Facebook page or my Facebook group or my Facebook profile and can read the write-up. I won't elaborate more on that. What I want to elaborate is, we may think that these 8 types of marriages talked about in Manusmriti and other text is not for our times, is for older times, right? It was for previous times. But that is actually not the case. In the small write-up, I have also given 2-3 examples which will make it very clear that the knowledge still works to this day, right? The crux here, if you go and read the article, you will find that I have given the signification of one type of marriage to one planet. But it is not that simple. as I have written in the end of the article, that although Saturn indicates Rakshas Vivah, where someone, sorry, Saturn indicates Asura Vivah, where someone gets married to another person who is not equal to get married. That marriage is an institution based on equality, where the person is not equal to get married. This non-equality may come from physical disability, much difference in age, status, right, education, and all these things. But the certain part of disability is given to Mars. So the analysis of which type of marriage someone is going to have is not that easy, it is quite difficult, which I will be teaching in the webinar with ample examples. And for a common example, it is told that Budhena Kalavati, if Mercury have any connection with marriage related houses, and I will be using this word marriage related house because there is no certain fixed house which can dominate your marriage. According to the horoscope, you have to find which house will talk about marriage, which house will dominate in the matters of marriage. So rather than talking about a specific house, I will be using the word marriage houses. If Mercury is anyway connected to marriage houses, then according to the formula of Budhena Kalavati, the spouse of the native can be very much artistic, may have some talents, whereas on the other hand, when we use the word Rahuna Vidva, Rahu does indicate a widow. Nowadays people don't generally get married to widows, but in my personal experience, wherever I have seen Rahu related to metal houses, I have confidently said that your spouse may have had a broken engagement before marrying you, right? Or he may be involved to, or she may be involved to someone else and wanted to marry him before getting married to you. But unfortunately that doesn't work out, and then they got married to you. It is not only a prediction which will give you an applause. This thing, understanding this thing, also have a great say on relationships. Suppose to say, if Rahu is related to your metal house, and whatever I am teaching you is because of is stemmed from a lot of experience, so I know it is going to be true. If Rahu is indicating the marriage being in the metal houses, it does indicate that your spouse was emotionally or romantically involved with someone else. What may actually happen, Rahu being a malefic, can get that frame of mind into your relationship where your partner may be expecting something from you that is similar to what their previous partners was doing. And if you are not able to fulfill that, your marital life can be miserable. And that is a very simple fact. So understanding this brings a lot of change in marital life. And this is the basis of remedies. Because until and unless you understand, suppose this is the scenario where Rahu is creating problem in marital life because your spouse wants you to behave like someone else from their past relationship. In that scenario, wearing a gemstone of any planet won't help. A psychological remedy will only work. So this is the place where either mantra works or counseling works, and astrology, especially astrology related to marriage, is very much dependent on counseling. Right? These things we will learn. 8 types of marriage, how it manifests in nowadays, and then how this manifestation affects your marital life, either in a good way or in a bad way. Right? And how you can overcome over these things. If that manifestation of 8 types of marriage is creating any kind of problem in your marital life, then how you will get away with that, how you will resolve that. The knowledge of the same will be fulfilling for you as well as for your clients. The second topic that I am going to cover is how will be your marital life. an astrological and remedial perspective. And in this part, I will be discussing about the combinations related to good marital life, bad marital life, divorce, and multiple marriages and all these things, right? You cannot say that nowadays multiple marriages don't happen, it do happen, right? For a common example, all the marriage houses can either indicate a good marital life or a bad marital life. But what is that factor which differentiates a bad marital life and divorce? Or say, what are those factors which indicates a good marital life and a satisfactory marital life? What is the difference between the divorce caused by the 8th house and the divorce caused by the affliction to the 7th house? I will be also touching on some not so popular topic or some topics which astrologers are generally afraid of talking about. Like, what are the combinations which gives you marriage to a person, then separation to a person, then compromising again with the same person? I have seen many of my clients who got married to someone, especially women. They got married to someone, then problems in marital life came and they separated. But because of children or some other consequences, they were forced to live with their previous husband, now with compromised egos and a miserable marital life. How do you see that? This is the topic which no one talks about. But I will be talking about the same in the webinar. Right? So you will be very easy. You will be very much trained in analyzing if one will have a good marital life, that is you both people being satisfied with each other, a fulfilling marital life where your partner does what needs to be done. See, there is a difference between a good marital life and a marital life when you lose the job, your wife gets a job. There is a difference between these two scenarios. Two people can be in love together where one is working and another is not. Whereas there can be one relationship where two people are not that happy as the previous case, but luck is so that when one gets fired from their job, the another gets a hike. Right? So you will be learned in analyzing good marital life, fulfilling marital life, rewarding marital life, bad marital life, divorce, different kinds of divorce, and you will be thorough with the complete analysis of marital life. Along with that, I will be also touching on remedies, different type of remedies that can be done. As I have told you, counseling related remedies can be done, mantra related remedies can be done, donating something related remedies can be done, and remedies in itself is a very very extensive area which needs to be taught separately, but still a good introduction to the same will be there in the webinar. The third topic that I will be touching on will be the promise of marital life in the chart, more than one marriage combinations, divorce, etc. Much of it I have explained in the previous point only. The promise of the marital life is one area where we will learn how we can analyze the timeline of a marital life. Right? Starting from this person will have an early marriage, late marriage, or marriage in normal times. Right from there up to the end of life, how you can analyze his marital time frame, how you can analyze how the marital life will go. Not in that much depth, but you will be able to get that much depth into this section, the timeline. Much depth on the timeline will come in the second level of the webinar, and it is very compulsory to go through the first level before purchasing the second level or before even enrolling in the second level. Because what happens if you are not thorough with the first level, your introduction to the subject is halfway, and if you are not really introduced to the subject, it is very difficult to understand. Right? In the third section of promise of marital life, I will be teaching you how you can make a timeline of marital life for a person. This timeline helps you in giving proper advice before things even come to their life. so that people can make appropriate changes. For a common example, if someone get to know that his wife will have an emotional breakdown 16 months from now, then he can better financially plan for a holiday, right? Rather than the scenario when the person realizes that now my wife is going through a mental breakdown, but I don't have enough finances to plan a trip to Bali. And in this section, I will be also covering some, say, cute points about like which place you should go for your honeymoon, what should be the color of your bedroom, which color of bedsheet should be there. These are small tips for a fulfilling marital life. I will be also discussing there, right? The fourth and the last point that I am going to cover in this webinar is how to time marriage, some Dasha and Transit tips. It will not be in that much detail, but it will give you a fair outlook of which age person will get married, some transit principles and some Dasha principles in nutshell we will learn. And in the third part of the webinar, in the third volume of the webinar, I will be discussing more on which are the Dasha factors and transit factors and age factors in detail, which helps us in precisely timing when the person will get married. So the webinar is very important. The webinar is very functional, right? And you should take this webinar if you are looking for a fulfilling marital life for yourself. Knowledge gives you the power to change things. If you don't know why something is happening, you won't be able to change it or improve it for better. Knowledge gives you the power of change. Knowledge gives you the power of fulfillment. Knowledge gives you superiority. So if you are a normal person knowing some basics of astrology and want to have a fulfilling marital life, then you should join it. If you are already a practicing astrologer and you want to enhance your knowledge on marriage predicting or how to timely predict marriage, then also you should join the course. Course is highly structured. Webinar. The webinar is highly structured, right? And I can promise you that it is once in a lifetime experience. You have to come to it. If you have already attended any of my courses or webinars, then you know how I teach. If you don't know, let me assure you that it is learning from the sage himself, because I am very clear. I just give you my own interpretation without filtering with any yogas or any combinations or anything like that. I'm not the guy who will tell you any fantasy of his own. Whatever I teach is always based on what sages have taught and how it can be interpreted to the horoscope. Only interpretation and understanding is mine. The shlokas are all from the sages. Rules which never fail, which works accurately and gives you the power to change anything, which makes you a good astrologer. I'm very much positive that you will join it, right? This is just something such as, the ultimate thing over marital life. Completing all the series, you will have no questions and no confusions in your mind, right? Because I have been teaching only concepts up to now. In all my courses, I only teach astrological concepts. I don't teach how it is applied to day-to-day life or general questions that come. Now I am starting a series of webinars, right? A small series on marital life, then there will be small series on different aspects, which will be based on questions that come from clients and how you can tackle them better. So if you wish to become a good astrologer, then it is very important for you to join it. So looking to meet you in the webinar, right? If you are new to the channel, do subscribe. If you like the video, just press like. If you want me to, continue with these small astrological tips, then please comment below and I will be making more videos if ample requests come, right? Or ample comments come. Thank you for giving your precious time. Namaste.